everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, October 21st through Sunday, October 27th, 2019. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Psychic Tarot deck by John Holland for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Crystal Angels deck. Just a reminder that I also have my monthly angel card reading for the month of October up on my YouTube channel. So if you'd like a whole overview of the energies, universal energies, astrological energies, as well as messages from our angels and guides for the month, please be sure to go onto my channel and watch that. So let's go ahead and start by taking a look at our stones of choice for this week's reading. Now, you can probably already see that I have all black stones here, and all black stones have a very kind of protecting, grounding, and stabilizing effect to them. But each one of them has their own energies per se. And the reason why I chose these dark stones this week is because we're in Scorpio season, and we've already had Mercury and Venus moving into Scorpio recently. This week, the sun joins those two planets and moves into Scorpio. We also have a new moon in Scorpio this week, so I just felt like it was appropriate to have some of these darker stones because that Scorpio energy rules the subconscious, the unconscious. It rules the shadow side. It rules things that are hidden. It rules, power and control issues and transformational types of issues, death and rebirth. And so I just think about, the black stones that absorb some of that negative, lower vibrational energy. So I chose, again, 3 different stones here. And the first one is Tektite. Let's take this here and show this to you. Now, the Tektite actually comes from a meteor that crashed to Earth. So this is actually an otherworldly kind of stone. It comes from the heavens, comes from the stars. And again, this meteorite that crashed to Earth created this Tektite, which is this black stone that's got all of these little kind of holes in them. And this is a stone that helps to bridge the physical reality, or our physical reality, with spiritual reality. This stone helps to raise consciousness to the highest vibration levels, highest vibratory levels, I guess I was going to say. And it helps to stimulate direct soul conscious communication. So stimulating your direct soul conscious communication. All right, your second stone of choice is jet. And jet is a petrified wood, I believe, and it's very light. It doesn't have that same heaviness to it like some of the other crystals and stones. Sort of like amber, it has that light feeling to it. And with the jet, it's very good at being an energetic filter. And again, along with that grounding property, that ability to help ground your energies, it helps with intense purification and protection. It's got intense purification and protection properties. And it helps to clear your aura of impure energies. Okay, your third stone of choice. And I may have used this in the past week or two, it seems, but maybe a different piece of it. This is volcanic glass. I love this piece because it's this shiny, reflective kind of energy. And in fact, volcanic glass is a form of obsidian. It is obsidian. And so with volcanic glass, again, it has that grounding, stabilizing effect like all of the stones here, but it also reins in scattered energies. It helps with protection and shielding of negative energies, and it helps with breaking negative attachments. So breaking negative attachments with people from the past or relationships that you want to disconnect from, or even situations and circumstances that you want to break that connection to. This is also a stone that's used for scrying because of that reflective, shiny quality. So people use it to divine things or utilize their clear sight with clairvoyance to see what might be a message for them. Okay, so again we have the Tektite, the jet, and the volcanic glass to choose from. So let's start by talking about the astrological energies this week. So the first thing that we have going on is on Monday the 21st. And so you're going to feel this on Sunday the 20th if you're watching this a little bit early. On Monday the 21st, we have Venus in the sign of Scorpio in a positive connection to Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So they're both in water signs, which is why this is a positive connection between these two planets. Venus is the planet of relationships, partnerships, but she also rules money and finances. She's in Scorpio, and that sign of Scorpio does rule other people's money and finances and personal resources. But Scorpio also rules all of those things that I just previously mentioned, things that are hidden, things of an occult metaphysical nature, the subconscious, the shadow side, some of that more intense energy. Now, in a positive connection to Neptune, Neptune rules the spiritual realm. It rules things unseen or things that are intangible. And it's in its home sign right now of Pisces, as it has been for some years. It's very slow moving, so it's in Pisces for a while. But when Neptune is in its home sign, just like any planet in their home sign, it's going to have a stronger effect there. So it has a stronger effect with things that are confusing or somewhat of an illusion, but also, again, very spiritual, compassionate, unconditionally loving. Neptune rules all of those things as well. And since this is a positive connection, in regards to relationships, I feel like we can have a very deep, passionate feeling about someone or those people in our lives, or maybe we're meeting someone new and we're very, very attracted magnetically to them. Scorpio has that way of being very kind of magnetic and very intense and very passionate with its energies. So we could feel very deeply passionate about a person or a partnership situation, or just feel a deeper connection with someone in our lives, more kind of in love, but in more of a deeply passionate, maybe even a sexual way. Scorpio does rule sex. And as far as money and finances, again, with this positive connection, this could be that it's almost like a gift coming in, in a way. Neptune can bring these blessings because it's working on the spiritual realm, that realm that we're not tangibly witnessing or that we're not tangibly connected to. So in this trust and faith and belief, and if we stay in our hearts and we stay in this unconditional love, which is all Neptunian energy, this can actually bring in some sort of gift or blessings, possibly financially or money-wise, or something very positive happens or just magically seems to fall into place. So there's a couple different ways that this could definitely play out, depending on if we're talking about relationship matters or money matters. But know that this is a positive connection, and I feel like there could be some really magical, although intense kind of energies here. On Wednesday the 23rd, the sun moves into Scorpio, and as I already mentioned, Venus is in Scorpio, and Mercury, the planet that rules the mind, the mental realm, our thoughts, our communications, also in Scorpio. Now we have the sun in Scorpio, so we're definitely heavy into the Scorpio energy here. And of course, the sun will be in Scorpio for about the next month until around the 22nd, 23rd of November. And during the next month, again, we're dealing with some deeply intense and transformative energies, especially because, again, we have 3 planets here in Scorpio. So this is heavy about death and rebirth, transformation, regeneration, transmuting lower vibrational energies. And it's really good for working on ourselves with our subconscious, our karmic patterns, digging down to the root of the matter, deep within the psyche to kind of dredge up things and release and let them go and heal them. This is also intense energy for clairsentience. It's like if you have this ability for feeling or being empathic or sensing energies, that's all going to be heightened right now, as is those people that have a gift potentially for speaking with those on the other side. Scorpio, to me, ruling death, both literally and figuratively speaking. This could be us connecting with our loved ones on the other side in a much stronger sense. So our mediumistic abilities might be heightened as well. So, again, some of our psychic abilities can be more intensely felt, along with this, again, deep transformation type of energy during this time. Then we skip ahead to Sunday the 27th. And on Sunday the 27th, first we have Mars in a challenging aspect to Saturn. Now, Mars is in Libra. Mars is the warrior planet that rules energy, action, and forward movement. It's in the sign of partnerships and relationships, balance and equality, Libra right now. It's in a challenging aspect to Saturn, who is the lord of karma, the planet of restriction and limitation, but also the planet of structure, form, and manifestation. But because this is a challenging aspect, we might feel a little held back in some way with moving forward. We might feel a little bit more physically tired, if you will. Mars does rule our physical energy. And so I feel like there's probably something happening within the relationships in our lives that is bringing forth some karmic lessons, some feelings of being challenged or restricted in some way, which might then also create this feeling of being energetically drained or a little bit more physically tired. And just, give yourself time to get extra rest. Even if you have to lay down, it is on a Sunday, so it's the weekend. We can lay down, take rest, just take care of yourself, because also this is the day of the new moon. First, Mars challenges Saturn, so it's bringing up again some sort of karmic energy here about moving forward or relationships or feeling secure in some way in our relationships. Saturn does rule insecurity. Wherever Saturn is, we feel insecure. So there might be some of that going on. And also, before the new moon actually happens, we're in the dark of the moon phase in Scorpio. So again, the dark of the moon phase is bringing up subconscious patterns along with that Mars-Saturn connection. So it might be a little bit of a rocky energy here before that new moon actually occurs. And that is at 8:38 p.m. Pacific time. So it's not until the evening Pacific time, which means Eastern time, it's 11:38 p.m., just before midnight, Monday Eastern time. Now, for those of you, in Europe and Australia, New Zealand, the other side of the world here, we're talking about this new moon being on Monday. So again, the dark of the moon will occur first before that new moon connection. And of course, that Mars-Saturn occurs, Mars-Saturn challenge, square aspect occurs in that dark of the moon phase. So the new moon occurs at 4 degrees of Scorpio. So here, once that happens, we're going to be in a new beginning. But the new beginning here is on an emotional, energetic level, because that's what Scorpio is about. Scorpio is a water sign. It rules our emotions, our emotional body. It rules the subconscious. So it rules, the energetics again, the shadow side. And so we have a new beginning on the emotional body level. We have a new beginning with transformation and change occurring. We have a new beginning with transmuting or transcending something that is part of our fears, anxieties, difficulties, challenges, which is that shadow side energy. I've had people ask me, what does that mean? What does shadow side mean? Shadow side just means, and we all have it, we all have these fears or insecurities or anxieties that we as a soul are trying to work through to understand and heal. And oftentimes those things do play out with other people in our lives. So, again, this new moon is a chance for a new beginning with a deeper understanding of some of that those subconscious patterns. And it's a new beginning for transformation to occur on a deep emotional level. Now, just a little heads up, on Monday, the 28th, which will be part of next week's reading, we're going to have the sun opposing Uranus, but it happens very early in the morning, 1:14 a.m. Pacific time, Monday morning, which means that this aspect is pretty much in play during this new moon. So I thought it was important to bring up now in this weekly reading. So again, we have both the sun and the moon at 4 degrees Scorpio, and it's opposing Uranus, which is retrograde right now at 5 degrees of Scorpio. So there may be some sort of sudden and unexpected shift that is occurring right around the new moon because of that. Uranus brings in this lightning bolt, sudden, unexpected redirection, strange, surprising, initiating kind of change and freedom energies into our lives. So we definitely could have something going on here with that as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at our messages from the angels and guides. So we turn over and you can see, usually I have 3 cards. For most of you that watch me weekly, sometimes more than 1 card comes out for each 1 card placement, and that is what has happened this week. So we actually have a total of 5 cards. So let's turn over the first card here. Oops, there we go. And we have the 3 of spiritual. And the 3 of spiritual is like the 3 of wands or the 3 of fire in the traditional tarot deck. Now in this deck, it says at the bottom, partnerships and alliances. Again, this is kind of a spiritual, on a spiritual level kind of thing. So the partnerships, the alliances, you can see there's 2 hands holding each other. They're actually grabbing each other's arm, saying that this is a great spiritual alliance. This is a great spiritual partnership. There's some sort of growth. There's some sort of expansion that's happening here on a spiritual level with the people that we're connecting with. And as I mentioned, the beginning of the week, we have Venus in a positive connection to Neptune. And Venus can be about our relationships, not just romantic, but it can be business relationships, especially being in Scorpio. So I feel like there's a positive spiritual alliance here that's occurring with that. Something magical, something supportive, something wonderful, something that can bring in some sort of stability or manifestation of something eventually. So definitely network with other people. If you thought about it and, this would be the time to make that phone call, send that email, and try to meet with somebody, phone, Skype, in person, whatever it might be. This is a great time to network and form these positive alliances with others that can grow and expand into something very abundant and prosperous. And I say that because the number 3 here, numerologically, is a number of abundance and prosperity and growth and expansion. Now let's take a look at the next card that came out with it, actually, and see if that gives us more information. Okay, we have another spiritual card. This is the 1 of spiritual. And this is like, again, the 1, or the Ace of Wands, I should say. This is like the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Fire. And isn't it interesting that we do have a new moon this week, which is about new beginnings? Aces are about new beginnings. This is a new beginning on a spiritual level. There's something ignited within us, as it says at the bottom, passion ignited. And I said that Venus in Scorpio can be a rather intense, sexual, and or passionate kind of sign here. So we have a new beginning with something within us, some fire within us is ignited, some passion within us is ignited. And probably because of some sort of association with that 3 of spiritual. Again, maybe it's a romantic association, maybe it's a business association, maybe it's a new friendship, someone that we're going to be working on a project with. Whatever that is, there's something positive happening here. With this, it's like the connection with the person kind of lights us on fire, so to speak, and we feel very energized because of it, and ready to just move forward. And we have this circle here. Circle is about endings and new beginnings. This is about the all that is. Never ending, infinite kind of energy. There's no break there. So I feel like that's a very positive indication. The circle goes from the heart chakra. Well, actually, it's more like the solar plexus chakra, solar plexus sacral chakra area, where that sacral chakra ignites that passion. It gets empowered by the solar plexus chakra. And then the next place that circle connects is with the 3rd eye. So it's like the vision, being a visionary, using your imagination to envision something with that passionate, empowered kind of energy. So that is a really good start to the week. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next card here. Okay, this is very different than the first 2 cards. This is Major Arcana 18, and it's called Shadow, interestingly enough. We've been talking about the Scorpio shadow side energies. Now, this is the moon card in the traditional tarot, and the moon card deals again with our insecurities. It deals with our fears on a subconscious level, and taking a look at those. And here we have, he seems to be like a religious man here with a staff, and he's all lit up with this golden white light and this golden robe, but he's looking at his shadow. He's looking at his fears and anxieties and challenges on an ego level. The dark religious figure wearing more of a darker and shaded in the darkness. And again, that dark of the moon phase may definitely bring up some insecurities, anxieties, subconscious challenges that we're dealing with. And the moon also does rule our psychic abilities and intuitions too. And just as I said, with all the energies or planets in Scorpio, it can increase our psychic connections or intuitiveness abilities. So there's probably a dual meaning here, but definitely I want to say that there's going to be some karmic patterns that maybe we still have to work through, or maybe something we thought that we have worked through kind of reignites itself or shows itself again in that energy between Wednesday and Sunday. Wednesday is when the sun moves into Scorpio, and then we start, going through that dark, getting into that dark of the moon phase Thursday, Friday, Saturday, before the new moon on Sunday occurs. So let's take a look at the next card here. Okay, we have number 9, and this is solitude. Now, this is the Hermit card in the traditional tarot deck. So this is about going within, being alone and going within. And it's not about being alone like I'm lonely. This is about being alone because I need to do some healing. I need solitude. I need silence. I need to meditate. I need to pray. I need to have ceremony. I need to do some self-healing kind of work. All of this to me is indicated by this card. Now, in this card, we have a woman holding a book. And I just heard holding the key. As I was saying, she's holding a book. I heard in my head that they were our angels and guides saying she's holding the key. So that key is about information. It could be information that she comes upon. It could be messages given to her by her angels and guides. Maybe you're going to get a reading around this time or some guidance, maybe from someone spiritual, maybe from someone, more like a lawyer or someone in the business realm, whatever it is. We're seeking some sort of knowledge. We're seeking some sort of key to understanding something on a deeper level, and we might have to sit with it a while. We might have to sit alone with it in silence and in solitude to kind of contemplate what that information or that message is all about. This, to me, is also possibly the Akashic Records. This holding the book could be the Akashic Records that is our soul book of information from all lifetimes that we've lived, all incarnations that we've been through. So the Akashic Records can talk to us or tell us about our gifts, talents, and abilities, as well as our karmic difficulties, challenges, and old karmic patterns that we need to heal and release and let go of. So I would call upon the archangels of the highest vibration of light, especially Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron is the archangel that helps us to connect with our Akashic Records, to have a deeper understanding. But I definitely feel like, again, that dark of the moon time, or the days of midweek till the weekend, is a great time to spend alone in silence and contemplation, meditation, prayer, seeking answers, seeking messages, seeking information that is the key for you in some way, shape, or form. All right, let's take a look at this last card here. And the last card, look at that. We have new beginnings. This is Major Arcana 0. In the traditional tarot, it's the Fool card. And of course, the Fool card does talk about new beginnings. New moons are new beginnings here. So, and interestingly enough, remember how I said that this new moon in Scorpio is a new beginning more on an energetic or subconscious or emotional body level. This woman is actually, if you can see that, she's looking towards the ground. She's not looking straight ahead. She's not looking up. She's looking down into the subconscious, down into the unconscious. She's looking, really she's looking down at her feet or down on the world here that she's walking on. So she can't see what lies ahead. She knows it's a new beginning. She's taking a step forward. She's got the staff in her hand to kind of keep her balanced as she does so. But she's looking down into that deeper realm. She's looking down into the void, if you will, the void of the subconscious mind. It kind of goes really well with this card of solitude here. Being in solitude and then getting ready for this new beginning and taking a step forward, but still in all looking within or looking down into the subconscious realm of that Scorpio energy to transform oneself as you do take the next step forward into this new beginning on an energetic or emotional or transformative level. All right, so let's take a look at the special message card depending on your stone of choice. Okay, so for those of you that chose the Tektite, asking the crystal angels, oh, yep, I'm going to choose this one. I was going to choose a different one, but all of a sudden they said, no, choose this one. And this is rhodochrosite, be gentle with yourself. Very good advice for a new moon time, be gentle with yourself. And it says, you've been through a lot and need time to heal and recover. Well, that's not surprising with the Scorpio energies and also what's been happening for the past few weeks. And I just had a conversation with someone today, what's been happening for the past few months. We've been going through a lot lately with some of the astrological energies since about April or May through the end of September. And it seems to even be continuing, even though I feel like there's a little bit of relief since the new moon in Libra, which was about a month ago. I still feel this up and down, back and forth, pulling in and out of some of that old energy going on. So this is about being kind to yourself, being loving to yourself, compassionate with yourself, supporting with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Don't be self-critical. Don't be self-judgmental. Don't beat up on yourself with whatever is happening or going on or whatever you're going through, whatever ups and downs or spiritual challenges you've got going on. It may be things about relationship matters or old emotional wounds, as I'm drawn to the heart chakra here, and rhodochrosite is a stone of the heart chakra, about love and relationships and, self-love and compassion. There's a lot of gold energy here too, so I feel like you're being surrounded with gold and white light. You're being uplifted to a higher level, calling in those of the light to help to heal those emotional wounds or those relationship situations or circumstances, and maybe even carrying a rhodochrosite with you might be very helpful. But just know that, having self-negative talk or self-talk that's negative, that's not helpful for you. Beating up on yourself is not helpful. So do what you can to be kind, loving, and nurturing yourself. Treat yourself as you would treat your own child or a child, Be that uplifting parent, that nurturing parent to yourself in this week. All right, let's take a look at the message for the people that chose the Jet. Okay, a little bit of a shuffle here. Looking for the Jet. Okay, this one almost fell, but you know what? I'm being drawn to, a card first and then they're saying no, this one. So we're going to this one. This is watermelon tourmaline stress reduction. Well, that fits too with the Scorpio energies and this intense transformational time. It says, de-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. Okay, you need to rest, recharge, and revive. So yeah, watermelon tourmaline, a little bit harder to find that stone. I mean, you can find it, but it's a little bit more pricey and expensive. But it's a beautiful, beautiful stone, watermelon tourmaline. And you can see the color of the watermelon, the pink here, which again relates to the heart chakra and healing the heart chakra wounds, healing the emotions, from something. Here, this is like being overburdened, overstressed, having carried a lot. I see this image here of a person, and there's another person above them rising raising up this sphere. So I feel like this is us. We're carrying this burden, we're carrying this stress, we're carrying this challenge within us, And we have this angel or guide or ascended master that's right behind us, slightly above us, kind of lifting up that stress and transmuting it to a higher vibration. They're lifting up what is burdening us, so to speak, what's heavy within us. And as they're lifting that up, they're giving it to the universe. They're giving it to God. They're giving it to all that is. And as they do so, it's transmuted to a higher vibration. It's being raised up and transmuted, okay? So do what you can this week to reduce any stress. Go on a nice, relaxing nature walk, have a relaxing bath, sleep extra if you need it, take yourself out, do something special for yourself, get away if you can. Anything that will help to reduce, any anxieties or stress within you is indicated here. All right, and then for those of you that chose the volcanic glass, all right, shuffling for volcanic glass, message for volcanic glass people. Okay, this one right away. Turquoise and spiritual path. And it says, your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. Of course, turquoise is the color of the throat chakra, which is about speaking your truth, being authentic, having honest, authentic communications with other people, as well as yourself. And the turquoise stone is a strong energy of protection as well as all of those things related to the throat chakra. So beautiful card, love that color. And again, we're talking about our belief systems here. What are your belief systems? Are you being authentic with yourself? Are you walking your talk? Are you being your true and authentic self? Are you living in a situation or a circumstance that is not supporting you, that's not loving you, that's not empowering you? And if so, then you're in a space of disempowerment, and you're in a space of not living your true and authentic life or life path or spiritual path, as it says here. So we're talking about spiritually raising our consciousness. I feel like the new moon is going to be a great time for you to use that throat chakra energy, that turquoise colored energy, to speak your intentions to the universe, speak your truth, perhaps even to other people. I would almost say to wait until just after the new moon in Scorpio to do so. I would contemplate and meditate. If you have to talk to another person, if you have to have some sort of honest, authentic communication, conversation with someone about something, if you can wait, I would perhaps wait until the new moon, because people's shadows, people's insecurities and challenges spiritually are going to be coming up, with the Scorpio energy being so intense, and with the dark of the moon before the new moon, and that Mars challenging Saturn. It just, to me, feels like it might be better to wait until the first of next week, but to use this week instead to think about what you're going to say, contemplate what you're saying, what you're going to say to someone, practice what that is, and to get realigned with your spiritual truth and spiritual path before you have to have that conversation. Before the new moon, it's more of a time of solitude, as that one card mentions. Solitude, self-care, self-healing, going within. I feel like this will give you time to kind of raise your vibration, transform yourself, or transcend some energy that needs to be transcended before you are clear and true, and maybe before you have more of a clear idea of what your truth is, before you even have that conversation. All right, so I hope everyone has liked this weekly angel card reading. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in every week, for subscribing to the channel, sharing the video, putting comments down on the video. I try to look at each and every comment, and sometimes respond if I can. And for those of you that follow me on Facebook under Colleen Lemma, as well as my business page, Sacred Soul Empowerment, thank you so much for your love, your support, your compassion. I send you lots of love and light and many, many angel blessings.